Hello, my name is Kim and welcome to your November 2025 reading where we are going to find out what it is that you can expect and or look forward to this month of November. So to start off each reading, I will be sharing with you what I intuitively picked up on when connecting with the energy of your chosen group. And then I will draw out a few oracle cards to get an overview of the month, find out what the main themes and or lessons of November will be. Once I have done so, I will proceed to work with El Tarot to obtain information about anything that you can look forward to this month or possibly look out for. And to end your reading, I will be drawing out an extra oracle card just to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance that hopefully will be of assistance to you this month of November. Okay? But without further ado, let us now take a closer look at the options. Group 1, the flock of geese. Group 2, the town. Group 3, the fireworks. Please take a moment to meditate on the options. And whichever illustration or card you are drawn to the most, then that will be the group and a reading meant for you. Once you have selected, please head on over to either the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section down below to find the timestamp that will allow for you to skip ahead to your selected group. Okay, and if you are ready, then let us get started. Let's go. Hello, if you were drawn to group 1, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on this group's energy, I did pick up on someone wanting to be precise and or exact with their wording. They wanted to make sure they were communicating clearly and or concisely. And I did keep hearing in my mind over and over again, I need to get it right. I need to get it right. It needs to be right. So some of you may be preparing to give some kind of presentation in the month of November, or you are anticipating delivering a very important message. And so you might currently be, or maybe at some point in the month of November, you will find yourself practicing quite a bit this delivery. For others, I do sense that there will be an important conversation that you are planning to have, or there is something that you are wanting to convey to either a specific person or a select few, a group. And you might be feeling a little bit nervous about this, or if not nervous, you do want to make sure that whatever it is you want to maybe get off of your chest, convey, or make clear is said in that one delivery, in that one conversation. Now, what I heard in my mind is, this is important, this feels important. And I did also pick up on the energy of a friend group or just a group of people who seem to be quite eager to hear what it is that you have to say, or who are more interested in hearing you and not so much on hearing a perfect monologue or speech. What I heard in my mind is, I'm okay with hearing you out. So there seems to be a select group that is very open to hearing the truth, your truth, or they don't mind raw honesty. They're not waiting to hear pretty words or hear what they want to hear. They are eager to hear you and what you have to say, what you see, what you feel, what you are experiencing, right? So it almost seems like a lot of you are being reassured that it's okay for you to be honest, that you don't have to sugarcoat something perhaps, or that you don't have to be perfect, or your delivery doesn't have to be perfect, because what is important is the underlying message, what you emote in the delivery perhaps. Now, something very peculiar did occur, which was As I was meditating, this image of the Lion King, more specifically of Simba, came to mind. And that immediately made me think of two things. One of them was religion for some reason, and the other was a fear of being misunderstood, ostracized, or judged. So I wonder if some of you are wanting to open up about a very intimate, personal matter this November. And if that is the case, the reason why you may be, let's say, preparing for this opening up or going back and forth on how to convey what it is that you want to express could be because you fear that those who you are going to speak up to, perhaps, or speak to, might not completely understand where you're coming from, or could end up misunderstanding you or misinterpreting you, or there may even be a fear around not being given an opportunity to say what it is that you want to say, to maybe defend yourself, speak up for yourself, or explain yourself is how it's coming through. And if this resonates with you, because I know this is all very specific, so if it doesn't resonate with you, I would advise for you to skip ahead to when I am drawing out the cards, because oftentimes I do get very specific messages in the intuitive part of the readings that will not resonate with the collective. So if you do want to skip ahead, I do recommend for you to do so. But for those of you who these messages are resonating with, you are being reassured that there will be people who will listen, want to listen and hear maybe your side of the story, or they just want to hear you out, as mentioned previously. If this is a large group that you are planning to speak to or convey something to, there will be a few amongst this group who will not resonate with what you have to say because their core beliefs are vastly different from yours. And this difference in core beliefs is what doesn't really allow for them to either meet you eye to eye or open up to what it is that you have to say without resistance. And because I did think of religion, for some, this could have something to do with a difference in religious beliefs or just religion in and of itself. And this is important because you are being let known ahead of time that this has to do with a difference in beliefs, in viewpoints, teachings, programmings, something systematic rather than it being because of you. Okay, but now I'm going to move on to the cards. It may also be that this November you will find yourself disagreeing with another because of a difference in beliefs, maybe viewpoints, or that there will be someone who you will be anticipating hearing and or listening to what they have to say. Maybe recently you heard that someone will be making an announcement very soon, or this could even be in regards to someone who maybe gives tarot readings or delivers messages or gives reviews or advice. You know, it could be like a public figure, someone online. It could be a teacher, for example, who you are eager or you will be eager this month to hear their opinion about something or just listen to what it is that they have to share. And you're looking forward to their honesty, or you are hoping that they will be completely honest and possibly even unfiltered. So if you have someone that you tend to kind of look forward to listening to them, listen to what it is that they have to say, their opinions, the reason why you might like to listen to this person a lot is because they are unfiltered. Maybe you like that raw honesty. It might be quite refreshing to you. Or if you've been looking for someone like that. Maybe I keep thinking of tarot readers for whatever reason, but maybe a tarot reader who is very blunt, direct, and honest in their delivery, and they don't shy away from what people often call like negative messages. Or you are looking for someone with a very specific style of communication or maybe delivery, whether it be a tarot reader or something else entirely. It seems like this November you will stumble upon them. You will find them, or you will find what it is that you're looking for. And for some, this could also be a kind of encouragement to you to be more honest. Maybe this is a season or a time in your life where honesty is the best policy, or it is a time where your inner being, your very soul, is calling for you to be more open and sincere in your communication. But for your first card, we have the second house with Venus in Taurus, the key term romance. Interesting. Ooh, so, okay. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I am sensing that for some, you may be preparing to, or if not preparing, it may just be that you're wanting to express your romantic feelings towards someone. Maybe you have been building up the courage to go up to your crush, let them know how you feel. For others of you, this may be an indicator that in the month of November, you are going to have a very intimate, vulnerable, honest conversation with someone who you have romantic feelings for, or you are in a romantic relationship, possibly even situationship with, about your relationship, your connection, where it is headed. I do see a scenario where two people have been, in a way, dating, or they've been together romantically, but they haven't yet made it public, or they haven't yet clarified to each other that they are now in a romantic relationship, or that they are now dating one another, or they haven't made their relationship exclusive. This could also be a situation where there's been a lot of expressions of affection, yet there hasn't been like a declaration of love. So a relationship may be going public, two people may be becoming exclusive, or there could be a declaration of love this November. And we have communication with messages and gifts, the number 63, and the message, new means of communication is necessary, whether online communication, phone, in person, or through letters or gifts. Something needs to be communicated, but in a way you aren't used to. You may also receive a message unexpected and unusual. Appreciate the little gestures, they can make the most impact. Yeah, so it seems like communication will be the main theme of this month. And there will be a lot of honesty this month. Whatever has gone unsaid or possibly even overlooked will be expressed, conveyed clearly and directly at some point during this month. And so some of you will be making time to let a loved one know how much you care for and love them. I do see someone writing wedding vows or preparing what it is that they will say when they maybe propose marriage or long-term commitment to a significant other. This is actually quite sweet because at the beginning, I did pick up on someone wanting to get it right. So someone here is wanting to make sure that their delivery is perfect, or that they convey their feelings properly because it is important to them that they do so. This may be you or your significant other if you are in a relationship. This may also be the energy of a friend or a family member who is getting married, renewing their vows, or is proposing. Maybe some of you are needing to deliver a speech at a wedding for the groom or the bride. Or this may be someone who normally doesn't express their feelings, is quite serious, and doesn't really indulge or engage in what they might perceive as lovey-dovey stuff or romance. And so them delivering something like a romantic speech could be or is quite new to them, and they want to do it right. They want to get it right. But whatever the case may be, please remember what was said at the beginning, that whoever is on the receiving end is not interested in or looking for pretty words or sonnets. They are instead looking forward to hearing your sincerity, or the sincerity coming from the person who is expressing and or communicating their feelings. Because we do have the number 2 here, and then we have 2 telephones in the communication card, I do see there being a back and forth between you and another. You may find yourself being on the phone quite often because you are maybe texting, messaging, calling, video calling, FaceTiming the same person again and again. And we have the 3 of hearts with number 1, the sun. Okay, interesting, because what I was about to say is, for others of you, it could be that this month you will find yourself chatting quite a bit with your friends, with a group of friends, as mentioned previously in the intuitively channeled messages. And if you are someone who is quite used to communicating quite a bit, like texting back and forth with your friends, or if you are in a group chat and your group chat is pretty active most of the time, and at some point in the month of November you find that the group chat is not as active, or you're not receiving as many text messages or DMs as you are used to, know that this is temporary, because I do see things picking up again before the month of November ends, but I feel like it will happen after there is some kind of clearing of the air, after a conversation is had or someone speaks up. Because I do get the feeling that if things start slowing down, and this doesn't have to be only in like a group situation, like a group chat or amongst a group of friends or a group of people, this could also be in terms like a one-on-one interaction or dynamic, where things are slowing down because someone is having trouble communicating something. Or maybe when things slow down, that could be when someone is kind of mulling over how it is that they're going to say what it is that they want to say, right? And so they're kind of retreating to think about this conversation, prepare for it, or just give themselves some time to build up the courage, perhaps. But this could also be a situation where someone is maybe for a little while going silent because they are dealing with something in their life. Although I feel like whatever it is that they're dealing with, it's quite personal. It has to do with their feelings, with their emotions, something that they are experiencing within. There's also this feeling of misunderstanding where someone might be keeping silent because what they are seeking is reassurance, right? They could be misinterpreting something, and that's why they are keeping silent or not being as responsive. There's this feeling, this might not be the situation for some. It is just a situation that I'm picking up on. So just remember, claim that which resonates and or applies, and leave that which does not. And so the situation I'm seeing is, as an example, someone's insecurities or worries are convincing them that they are not liked, wanted, or appreciated by a group of friends, a person of interest, or a loved one. So this is causing them to overanalyze conversations, chats, or interactions with this biased point of view, which leads to incorrect assumptions or misinterpretations that then has them pulling back or distancing themselves. And so I feel like this month is one of vulnerability, because opening up will either resolve a lot of issues, clear and or prevent misunderstandings. It will also help with people coming together and feeling supported. So this month, do not keep your worries, grievances, or woes to yourself. Communicate them with your loved ones, or be honest with yourself about them. Because the more honest and open you are, the more clarity you will experience. But there is something here about you finding out this month that it is safe to be open and vulnerable with your loved ones or with a select group of people in your life, because the comfort you will be receiving after you express yourself and or convey what it is that you're going through, what it is that you're feeling, your doubts possibly, will confirm to you that you do have loving individuals by your side who are extremely supportive and very warm. That's what I get with the sun. Like I said at the beginning, these are people who want to hear you out, who want to know you maybe on a more deep, intimate, emotionally intimate level. Right? For others of you, this is a month where you might simply be opening up to someone or to a group of people about very personal matters, right? It could be about past traumas, emotional wounds, issues that you're currently dealing with. It could even be about insecurity. That word keeps popping up in my mind. So this month, it seems that you will be addressing and or challenging or healing certain insecurities through you opening up and or talking, communicating with a loved one or with another. I see a situation in which it is through how someone is regarding you and treating you and addressing you that is helping you heal certain emotional wounds or helping you heal certain vulnerabilities, insecurities, or inner child wounds. So it seems like this month, a lot of you are healing alongside a romantic partner, a romantic interest, a significant other, a counterpart, a lover, or you are healing alongside or with the help of a group of friends, confidants, allies. And we have lipstick on a pig with number 4, artifice, denial, cover-up, trickery, superficiality, frivolity, foolishness, and look closer. Yeah, so with the lipstick on a pig, it's as if you're being let know there is no need to pretend. There is no need to paint on or put on a mask, because that's not going to get you anywhere far or anywhere good this month of November. Because what I'm seeing is anyone who is pretending to be something that they're not, covering up how they truly feel, will be exposed. Their true feelings will be exposed, right? So this month, the truth will come out. The truth will be revealed. The sun speaks of exposure, and it also speaks of, in a way, revelations, right? So if someone is lying or being deceitful, that will be exposed. If someone has romantic feelings for you and they've been hiding this and covering it up, then this month they won't be able to. It will be all over their face, their behavior, or they themselves won't be capable of hiding their feelings any longer. They will just have to express it or convey it in a way that is clear and obvious, right? But as I mentioned, if you feel like there's been someone who has been keeping secrets or who is being a bit false, then this month the mask will come off. And this will be very helpful to you, because then either you will receive a confirmation to let you know, hey, yeah, your intuition was right on point, or you were right to not fully trust in that person, or it will help with you knowing to set stronger boundaries with this person. You know, if this is someone who, let's say, was being deceitful or wasn't being completely sincere and honest, or not put your trust in this person. Yeah, so very interesting. If you have been wondering whether to trust someone or not, universe is responding to you this month, and it's making it very clear to you whether you can trust in this person or not. I feel like for a lot of you, this is a month where an energy is being nudged to either move forward or clear out, right? So like if a conversation needs to be had, and this is a conversation that could have been had a while ago. Universe or the month of November is like, all right, we're not going to postpone this any longer. This conversation needs to be had, and so it's going to be had this month in one way or the other. I'm going to make it happen. Or person A and person B have been making googly eyes at each other for like the past couple of weeks or months, maybe even years now. And you know what? It's time for this love story to move forward. So let's create a nice setting this month to get person A and person B talking with each other about their feelings. Or if there is an energy that doesn't need to be around you, the month of November is like, okay, time to clear it out, or time to move away from that energy because it just doesn't align with us, doesn't serve us, and we're not at a point in our journey where we're going to be around or hold on to anything that just weighs us down or holds us back, because we're ready to move forward. There's this feeling of, let's clear the air, let's clear things out, let's move the story along, is the feeling I get here. And interesting because we actually have the number 1 here, which speaks of new beginnings. So for some, you could be preparing for some kind of new beginning. This could be like a new relationship or like a new chapter in a relationship, new friendships, a new romantic interest for some. Maybe this month you are meeting someone who you will develop romantic feelings for. This could be someone that you will be meeting in a group setting or when you're out and about, having fun, enjoying yourself, and being quite playful. I do like that we have Cupid here because this makes me think of divine intervention, of divine guidance. Yeah, so it seems like things are happening for a reason this month. You're stumbling upon certain people, having certain interactions or opportunities to interact, have conversations for a reason, right? You're overhearing certain conversations, you're overhearing people talk for a reason. Because I feel that there is going to be a lot of important information that is going to come through this month, either in conversations, via text, could be emails, DMs, or it could even be in how people talk about themselves or how people talk about others. That could also provide you with a lot of information about the person who is doing the talking, or maybe what the person who is doing the talking is going through, what they're dealing with. Yeah, so this month it's important to communicate openly and honestly, and it is also important to listen, to learn how to listen, be attentive to another when they are saying something, because only then or through you doing so will you obtain all the information that you need to make a decision or to know who to trust or to receive reassurance if that is what you seek. And this season you will be receiving a gift. Could be from a loved one, a family member, a friend, a significant other, a lover. One thing I do want to clarify is this month, just be careful of like your temper and your moods, and also if you can take the time to discern if when you are feeling in a bad mood, is it because of your environment? Is it because of the people around you, if there are people around you? Or is it because you're simply in a bad mood, right? Maybe you didn't sleep well that night, or your body is going through some changes, or you haven't eaten, right? Because sometimes those are the reasons for why we are feeling frustrated or find ourselves being irritable, and not necessarily because we're picking up on bad vibes or someone is throwing us shade or it's because of our environment. Those could be sometimes a reason, but it's not always the case. Sometimes it's as simple as we didn't sleep well last night, or we haven't gotten a good night's sleep, or maybe there's an assignment, a task, or a chore that you haven't completed or gotten done, and you're kind of feeling frustrated about the fact that you need to attend to that. So keeping that in mind and discerning will be quite helpful this month, because then you can know how to address those frustrations, how to ease them, and so forth. Okay, but let me now pull out the rest of the tarot cards. Okay, so the first card that fell out is the Page of Coins in the upright, with young but grounded, solid beginning, and strong foundation. And then we have the King of Swords with intelligent, head over heart, and logical. And for our last card, we have the Eight of Swords with feeling trapped, blind to the truth, and self-limiting. So the Page of Coins is associated with earth signs, which will be Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. The Page of Coins often speaks of a beginner. So I am seeing a situation in which someone here is feeling like a novice, or like they are the one with the least experience, or it could be that they are feeling like they are being treated as a novice. I don't necessarily feel that this is your energy. It could be if it does resonate with you, but this could be the energy of somebody else who you might be teaching, mentoring, or overlooking this month, because we do have the King of Swords here, which is an air sign, by the way, which will be Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. And the King of Swords is a lot more mature than the Page, is older, supposedly, or they have a lot more experience than the Page. And so I do see a situation where, you know, someone who might not have a lot of experience, or maybe it's not even about experience. It could be like they're fairly new somewhere. It makes me think of like a job situation where someone just got hired and they're going through a probation period, and, you know, they're being overlooked by a manager, a supervisor, someone who has been working there for some years now. And so the person who just got hired could have more years of experience in the field itself than the manager or supervisor or the person who is overlooking them, but they do have less years working at that company than the person who is overlooking them, right? So there is this difference in like status or like years of experience, or it could be a difference in positions, like management or possibly even authority or power. And because of this difference, there might be some butting heads. It's a little peculiar because we do have the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords has to do with the mind, like beliefs, like notions, ideas, assumptions, narratives, stories we tell ourselves, and not necessarily what is happening in actuality in real time. If you are starting somewhere new this month of November, if you are going through a probation period, or if you find yourself being in the position of a student, an apprentice, please know that the one who is overseeing you, teaching you, mentoring you, they are there to do their job. The King of Swords gives me the vibe of someone who just wants to do a good job. And the Page of Coins is also very hardworking and determined. And so it feels like both of these characters just want to get the job done and they want to do a good job. And so I think it's important this month to not create any stories or narratives around whether someone is trying to overpower the other one or belittle the other one. If there isn't like factual proof of that, or there hasn't really been any real reason to believe this about the dynamic or about the other. So this might not be the case for everybody. So again, only take that which resonates. Yeah, what I'm seeing is there may be a situation where someone's insecurities or fears, maybe even negative thinking, pessimism is getting to them, getting to their head, playing with their mind to make them believe and even feel that they're either not doing a good job, they're being looked down upon, or that someone has beef with them. Yeah, and so as mentioned previously, if you find this month that you feel like someone is being insincere or someone has a hidden agenda or something like that, you'll know if that is true this month, right? But in this situation with the Page of Coins, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Swords, I feel like if it is the case that you feel that someone is looking down on you, I feel like that is more so an assumption and not necessarily the truth or the case. But let me clarify the King of Swords, please. Yeah, we have the King of Cups to clarify the King of Swords. Yeah, I don't feel like in this situation, if this whole dynamic resonated with you, or you know it's a dynamic that you might soon enter into or experience at some point in the month of November, you're being let known that whoever you find to be questionable, especially if this is a person of authority or who has a higher position or higher level of authority than you, or is like supervising you, overseeing you, mentoring, teaching you, or providing you with some kind of assistance, they're not judging you is what is coming through. If they're here to help you out, that's what they intend to do. And they intend to do that to the best of their capabilities. So if you feel like there's something that they're not saying, or like they're not teaching you, or they're not sharing with you, it's not because they're withholding it from you. It's because maybe they themselves don't know it, or they weren't let known that this is something that they were meant to teach you, or given the permission to do so. And I keep thinking of this in a job situation. Could even be like a teacher-student dynamic situation, but it doesn't have to be. This just seems like a situation where someone feels like a novice, or maybe has less years of experience or less time being somewhere, while the other has more time, more years of experience, or maybe is older. And there's also something here about not letting ideas such as you need to do everything on your own, or you need to figure it out all on your own, keep you or stop you from actually asking for help when you need it, because you're being let known that there are people around you, or there will be people around you this month who are and will be available to assist you, and maybe who it is their job to assist you, right? So when you ask of their assistance, they will provide it. Because again, I get the feeling with the King of Swords and the King of Cups that this is representing someone who just wants to do their job and wants to do a good job. Yeah, there's this feeling of someone wants to help. They're there to help, not to judge or to get involved in any drama. They don't want that. They're not about that. They're just here to do what they came to do and do the best that they can. So this could be, this kingly energy here could be your energy for this month, and the page here could be representing someone who you will be dealing with. But if not, it will be the other way around. And as I was delivering these messages, I was thinking of a professional setting. That's what I was focused on. But I can see how this can also be interpreted in regards to like a more personal or intimate relationship with another. You know, because we were speaking of like romantic feelings, a romantic relationship, or even friendships. This month, you could be communicating back and forth and are getting to know someone who either is, let's say, inexperienced when it comes to romantic relationships. Maybe they've never been in a romantic relationship before, or they've just been in one romantic relationship before, and so they don't have much experience in the realms of romance, or this is someone who just doesn't have much experience maybe in connections, relationships, group dynamics. Let's say you could be dealing with someone who is a little bit inexperienced, or if you find yourself to be the one who doesn't have a lot of experience, let's say, then this month you will be spending time with or getting to know someone who does have a lot of experience. Maybe someone who has been in a romantic relationship, or in a few romantic relationships, or who maybe someone who has been married. Or if this is not in regards to having experience in love, romance, and relationships, this could even be like a situation where you're interacting with someone who just has a lot of experience in an area of life, or who is well established, maybe who has a business of their own, or they have a stable job, or they have a career, a profession, or this is someone who is quite good at what they do, Or if you resonate with that, then you could be interacting with someone who is maybe starting a business of their own, who is maybe for the first time seeking a job, or who doesn't have a lot of work experience. It could be something along those lines. And again, it seems like this difference could be making someone a little bit wary or hesitant. And it could be the one who has less experience who's feeling a little bit wary or hesitant. And so regardless of what position you are in, with the Eight of Swords, I think you're being advised to not let these differences get to you or make you feel or believe like you can't find common ground with this person. Because if you do give yourself some time to maybe communicate more with this person, get to know them, whoa, and the lights just flashed, so that could be a confirmation, then you will find that you can get along with this person and that your differences can actually bring you closer together, or you can learn a lot from each other. You can learn and teach each other, or just respect that you are on different levels in certain areas of your life and move on from there. But the bottom line is that in this situation, I don't sense any judgment, especially coming from like a higher up or someone who has more years of experience or more time doing something, being somewhere. So this month you can either be teaching someone a lot of things, that is if they are open to learning, especially learning from you, or you could be the one learning a lot of new things. That is if you are open to learning from someone who's quite knowledgeable and a lot more experienced. If you are a creative, an artist, an entertainer, this month I do see you collaborating with another creative, or working alongside them, or working near them, because I do see the situation where someone is observing another creative work and learning quite a bit through this observation, or finding themselves quite inspired. Others of you, whether you are a creator or an artist or not, will be working on a fun project with your friends. For those of you who are in school, this could be a school project, maybe like a presentation, but this could also be something that you're doing outside of school, outside of work perhaps. It feels like a fun project, could be a creative project, but something that you decided to do just because, just to have a good time or try something out, or to spend maybe more quality time with your friends. And I do see you having a really good time. But now I'm just going to draw out an oracle card to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance. So if you find someone being on the defensive, getting defensive, and this is someone who is fairly new, or who is less experienced, or this is someone that you are like supervising, teaching, overseeing, the reason why they are responding in this way could be because they either don't like to be in this position of like being a beginner or being taught, or that could just be their defense mechanism, them defending themselves from like being overpowered or being judged. Maybe this is them just projecting because they have had bad experiences with like supervisors, people of higher up or higher authority. And so now every time they do come to face with someone of authority, they respond in this way. They become defensive because of that. Yeah, look, we have leadership. With Capricorn material, the geese fly information, and the message, we should all have a chance to take the lead. Move to the front and spread your wings. In this position, no one can get in your way, but you have the force of the wind against you. Wow, leadership. Yeah, so you could be taking on some kind of leadership role this month, or you could be given the opportunity to do so. Yet I also feel like there will be times in which other people will lead, And so with the flock of geese here, it's making me think of teamwork. And so you might also be needing to work in a team or work alongside others or another. And it will help a lot if you are or become open to learn from those who you are working with, and also teaching them what it is that you know, if you are comfortable with that, right? Because it seems like what you're being let known is that there's a lot that you can learn from those who you are working with or who you are interacting with. And there's a lot that you can also teach them, regardless of where you are at, how many years of experience you have in a certain field or not, right? There's a lot that you can teach others, and others can teach you regardless of their status. Like, that's the main point for this month. So don't close yourself off, is what you're being advised, so that you can really reap the benefits that this month has to offer you through you connecting with others, collaborating, working alongside others, or being taught or teaching others. And so you're also being let know this month that if you're starting something, you're beginning or you're a beginner, there will be an opportunity, or there will come a point where you will find yourself leading, where you will find yourself maybe knowing something that others who have more experience, let's say, do not know. And that's when you will be able to shine, and you're being advised, shine, right? Let yourself shine. And you will be shining and standing out. So this could be a month where you're learning to work with others, or it will be very important for you to be able to work with others, learn when to take charge, and then learn when it's time to observe and listen, so that things could run smoothly and you will find yourself moving forward without much trouble. Okay, but let's see. The King of Cups is associated with water signs, so that would be Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. And so with the King of Swords and the King of Cups, this is making me think of an air and water cusp, like Libra and Scorpio, for example. But this could also be that someone who is an air or a water sun, moon, or rising sign may be playing a significant role. We also have earth signs, more specifically Taurus. And let's see. Pigs could be of significance, as well as geese or just birds. You could have been born in the year of the pig, or someone who was born in the year of the pig will be playing a significant role in your life this month. The sun here makes me think of the zodiac sign Leo, so Leo could be of significance. Also, Leo season could be of significance for some of you. And yeah, we have Capricorn as well. There could be someone of the past who might be reaching out to you this month. But them reaching out to you doesn't mean that they will re-enter your life, because whether they do or not, that will be up to you. That will be your call. Also, geese or like birds flying in formation could be an important like symbol, sign, or good omen. So if you see that at some point in the month of November, know that that's a good omen. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is on my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. So thank you very much. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful month of November. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, if you were drawn to group 2, bienvenidos to your reading. So it seems like this month there's going to be a bit of filtering going on. Some of you may be going through a list, a pool of options, and filtering out those that don't really resonate with you or no longer a viable option, to either make up your mind, make some kind of final decision, or make a selection process a lot easier for you. It could also be to help you know what it is that you need to focus on, or where the focus is, or to know where it is that you have the best chances of success or of obtaining something, perhaps. right? It's like when you rule out possibilities to know where the root cause is or where something could or most likely is. I all of a sudden thought of like a treasure hunt, right? So some of you may be on some kind of treasure hunt, looking for something, trying to figure out where the money is at, maybe in terms to jobs, suitable jobs or careers, something along those lines. So there could be a little bit of planning going on this November, but for others of you, I feel like you are planning to make some kind of final decision within this month. Ooh, all of a sudden, I thought of both dating and interviewing. So some of you may be going on dates. You could be quite active on a dating app, perhaps, or you could be going to interviews or interviewing potential candidates for like a job position or maybe some kind of role. All of a sudden, I thought of like an acting role. So I do see you being quite busy or keeping quite busy at some point in the month of November. I did feel when meditating on the energy of this group that at some point this month, you will be experiencing and or be provided with clarity as well as assistance. This may be divine assistance where, things are just magically working out for you, or whatever it is that you need is miraculously being presented to you without much effort or needing to seek or search for it. Or this may be something like you experiencing an aha moment, some kind of epiphany, let's say. For others of you, you may be receiving actual assistance from someone when you need it the most, or someone may be coming in with advice or a nugget of wisdom that is going to really help you gain some kind of clarity or see things from a perspective that is a lot more helpful, empowering, and inspirational, perhaps. Yeah, but I did pick up on an angelic presence. So if you resonate with angelic beings, if you often connect with them, reach out to them, know that this month you will feel their presence, or you are being let known that they will be around you, working with you, guiding and protecting you throughout this month, especially if you have asked of their assistance, or you're being let known that if you ask, they will definitely come through for you in the month of November. And so a confirmation to know that they are with you, connecting with you, will be you seeing a lot of angel numbers, or you seeing repeatedly anything that you associate with angels. So I know for some people, seeing feathers reminds them of angels or angelic presence. For others, it's wings, like seeing images of wings, halos perhaps. So whatever it is that you associate with angels or angelic energy presence, if you start seeing a lot of that, or if you see any of that this month, that will be a confirmation to you that angels, archangels, or your guardian angels are working with you, looking after you, and guiding you, or they are replying and or responding to you or communicating with you. Okay, but let us get started. So we'll first look at what the main themes of this month will be, get an overview of the month. And then with the tarot, we'll look at any like main events or significant events that will be occurring this month, or anything that you are being given a heads up for to prepare for this month of November, or to look out for. Okay, so those are way too many cards. I'm going to take them. I normally don't take so many cards, but I'm going to take all of these. So we have the 8th house with Mercury and Scorpio, the key term extremism. We also have the 7th house with Venus and Libra, the key term indecision. And we also have the 7th house with Jupiter in Libra, the key term negotiation. Yeah, so just seeing these cards, I know that this month you are going to be making up your mind about something, right? So there may be a little bit going back and forth, contemplating your options. Some of you may be developing or creating a pros and cons list or some kind of list to help you better organize your thoughts and or to come to a conclusion, make up your mind. And if it is the case that you have been going back and forth or you've been feeling pretty indecisive about what to do, what to choose, what to decide upon, it seems like this month clarity will come to you. And again, look, we have an angel here in the indecision card. This clarity might come to you as an aha moment, a realization of sorts, or you might be seeing a lot of signs that could be serving as confirmation that you are on the right track. That is, if you have already kind of made up your mind about something, but haven't really become decisive about it because there's still some kind of doubt, right? And so if what you've been needing is some kind of confirmation, you will be receiving it this month. And there is this feeling of receiving something repeatedly, like seeing something repeatedly. So if you are someone who needs a lot of reassurance or confirmation, know that universe, especially your guardian angels or angelic beings, will have your back this month because they will be reassuring you as many times as you need. And apart from you making up your mind, making a decision, you may also be negotiating something. So maybe some of you are being handed over some kind of contract or a deal. I say that because in the extremism card, this man is holding out this paper, which is making me think of a contract or an agreement. And if that is the case, you are being advised to negotiate. That is, if whatever is being presented to you is not to your liking. For some, this could be your reminder that it is okay for you to negotiate or that you can negotiate. So with extremism here, there could be some disagreements. And so because of this, that's when there will be some negotiating. So let me pull out the rest of the cards. Ravens, crows, or blackbirds could be of significance. It's interesting that there's actually a bird in one of the 3 cards that fell out for you guys because I was talking about feathers. So yeah, feathers could be an important sign or a good omen. It could be a sign of protection, confirmation of protection for a lot of you throughout this month of November. Let's see. Okay, so a lot of cards are falling out for you guys. Which this makes me think of someone needing a lot of information or feeling like they need more information, or someone seeking reassurance. What I just heard in my mind is I need to see more, I need to see more. So a lot of you could be visual learners or you like to see things, right? That could be why some of you are making lists, because it doesn't do or it doesn't help much just to think it. You kind of have to like write it down to really grasp something or see how the dots connect or see the bigger picture perhaps. For others, it could be that what you're seeking is signs. There's something here about needing more information, confirmation, or reassurance. But we have jealousy, and this card fell out in the reversal, so I'm going to keep that in mind. With controlling, heated, unfulfilled, the number 72 in the message, everybody is jealous. What keeps jealousy less magnified is when you are truly confident and fulfilled in all aspects of life. This leaves no room for other energies to affect you. Understand jealousy is a normal feeling, and you or someone around you is on the right track to slowly building confidence and fulfillment. Just be patient with the process. And then we also have your time with number 40, the key terms alone time and solo excursions, and the message, don't feel like you can't have time for yourself. You are independent, and that is what makes you so beautiful. Take time away only for yourself. You deserve to do what you want when you want. I do want to note that this card didn't necessarily fall out. It just flipped over, but it stayed in the deck. And the one that did fall out is the jealousy card. I find that quite interesting because I feel like this month a lot of you are either wanting to protect your time, or you're wanting more time for you, or You are wanting to make sure that your needs or your requests are being considered. I do get this feeling with your time that someone here is fighting to get their way or fighting to make sure that they aren't being overlooked or that their requests aren't being overlooked. There's also something here about someone being very cautious about not being taken advantage of or being made the fool. So because of that, they're being very anal, very selective, and are precise about what they're looking for, what they want, and what their non-negotiables are. I'm actually a little confused about this jealousy card. So I'm just going to pull out the rest of the cards. Hopefully I'll get more clarification about what this energy is pertaining to. So we have the Queen of Diamonds with number 12, children. And for the last oracle card, the number 12 is really standing out to me. So this number in and of itself could be of significance, but it's reminding me of the month of December, since it is the 12th month of the year. So December may be of significance for some. That could be the month where you are finalizing something or something is getting completed or is coming to an end perhaps, but this feels more like completion. Like completing a process, for example. Sealing a deal. Or I'm also sensing something like settling down somewhere or becoming situated. So by December, you might be settling down or becoming situated somewhere. But for your other card, we have the number 40 with bump on a log, and the key phrase says lazing around, loafing, inertia, false start, non-responsive, and disinterest. Interesting. My left hand just got really, really itchy, my left palm. And if you are superstitious, it's often said that when either the left palm or the right palm gets itchy, it's often an indicator that either you're about to receive money or invest money. I often forget which one is which, but if you know, then my left palm feeling itchy could be some kind of indicator that this month you're either going to be receiving money, maybe the return of an investment, or if someone owed you money, you're going to receive this money, or it could be that you are going to be investing money this month. I am seeing at some point this month, you will be resting, taking a break from work or school, or catching up on some much needed sleep. During your break, you will be spending quality time with yourself and with your loved ones. I also see you spending a lot of your time indoors or at home during your break. Some of you may be visiting your hometown, childhood home, or family during your time off. The following will be for only a select few, so please only consider what resonates or applies and dismiss what does not. So I am seeing that some of you are going through a divorce, in the process of ending a business partnership or terminating a contract. And because of this, there might be a lot of going back and forth with the person who you are severing a connection or alliance with. Yeah, because now that I look at your time card, some of you may be deciding to go solo, try something on your own, become independent, right? So if this is not a business partnership, it could be something like you're deciding to quit your job, your corporate job. And so you're deciding to end a contract with a company to pursue something of your own, start your own business, or just maybe look for other jobs. Yeah, so this month for some could be a situation where you are ending something or you are wrapping something up so that then you can be free to explore other things or have more time to invest your time on what it is that you want. With the jealousy card being in the reversal, If it is the case that you have been going back and forth with another because you can't seem to agree on something, it seems like by some point this month, you and this person, or how many people are involved in this, are going to reach some kind of compromise, or you are going to settle on something. Now, I am sensing someone showing disinterest. I can't really pick up on whose energy this is. I just feel like either someone is showing disinterest as a strategic means. It's like they're either not responding, not replying in order to prolong something. Maybe it could be like to prolong making a decision, or to tire another out for them, or to push someone else's buttons. This feels a bit like a childish energy. So if you know of someone who tends to be quite childish, then this is the person who could be behaving in this way. Or this month, this person might not be as active, as in they won't be an active participant in your life, because I do sense someone kind of retreating or not showing up as much, right? And because we do have the Your Time card, it could be that some of you are deciding to retreat, right? The bear here makes me think of hibernation. So some of you could be deciding to maybe log off for a bit, not be as active maybe on social media, not be as responsive when it comes to maybe emails or text messages. You could be taking a while to reply, and it is because you are wanting more time for you, or you are doing your best to protect your personal time, your me time. And so when it's me time, or when you are taking a break, that could be when you're logging off by not working while you're on this break. So that could be the case for some. For others, it could be that this month, maybe there is someone around you who is taking a break, or is deciding to, in a way, disconnect or log off to fully indulge in some me time or break time. Yeah, so this could be someone at work, this could be a colleague. For others, this could be like a manager or supervisor. So if this is someone that you kind of like usually get instructions from, or who maybe you work with, then you will be finding it difficult to access them or get in contact with them, because this is someone who values their me time. Like when it's off the clock, they're off the clock. It's kind of hard to reach them. Yeah, so this could be a case where maybe for some, you are finding it hard to reach someone, or where maybe you have to kind of wait for someone to come back to work, wait for someone to be available again, because for a while they just won't be available, or it will be hard to reach them. But I do see you reaching them at some point. That is for sure. The jealousy card in the reverse, so it's really still kind of throwing me off. Okay, it could be indicating two different things. One of them is if you felt like there was a jealous energy around you, or someone was giving off jealous vibes, it seems like this month, this jealous energy will start leaving your premises, or your environment, or whoever was giving off jealous vibes will start playing less and less of a role in your life, right? And the reason why I differentiate jealous energy versus like someone giving off jealous vibes is because maybe it was you who was experiencing a bit of jealousy or envy. And if that was the case and it was bothering you, or it was just making things a little bit more confusing and difficult for you, it seems like this month you're releasing that energy. Maybe you have worked through it, or you're working through it this month, and so it's not going to be as intense, or it's not even going to be there for the rest of the month of November. For others of you, if there was someone who was jealous, maybe jealous of you, or just jealous in general, it seems like this month, any jealousy that they were experiencing is going away. It's like there's this feeling of someone having overcome the jealousy, or no longer experiencing this emotion. It's like done and over with. For others of you, what I'm seeing, and this is why it was confusing me a bit, is that if you feel like within this month, right, if you feel like there is someone around you who is behaving a certain way because they are jealous of you or envious, or they have some kind of personal vendetta against you, you're being let know that that's not the case, right? And that is within this month. Like if you start feeling this way about someone within this month, then you're being let know that this person isn't behaving in the way that they are because they are jealous and are envious of you or something related to you. I don't know if that might make much of a difference, but you are being let known that that is not the motive or the reason. So you can roll that out, possibly. Yeah, I feel like if someone is maybe not agreeing with you as easily, let's say, it's simply because they have something themselves that they are fighting for that means a lot to them, or this is something personal which might not have much to do with you. It has more to do with them, like personal goals, or maybe something that they are going through and are dealing with. Because the example that is coming to mind, which might not be the case for everybody, is that someone, at some point decided that they wouldn't give in easily if they were making like negotiations. They would fight teeth and nail until they settled on something that they felt was ideal for them or they felt comfortable with, right? So that could be the case. Maybe you're dealing with someone who has really strong boundaries, or doesn't give up, doesn't give in too easily. They are a fighter in a way, or someone who maybe just likes to get their way. But now I'm going to draw out some tarot cards to see what more info we get. So we have the Seven of Cups in the upright with wishful thinking, endless possibilities, and fantasy. I'm going to have to move these up a little bit. Okay. Okay, so let's see, how does this one want to fall out? So we have the Nine of Cups in the reversal with shattered dreams and underachieving and negativity. And then we have the Lovers. Okay, so the Seven of Cups can speak of choices, options. It can also speak of someone who's in the brink of making a decision, or that's how sometimes I think of the Seven of Cups. So again, this confirms to me that this month you are weighing out your options. Maybe you are weighing out your pros and cons, or you could find yourself, what just came to mind in specific is listing certain qualities and or traits that you're looking for. Or maybe making a list of your non-negotiables, what you won't stand for, what you won't agree to and or accept. Some of you could be making this list to help organize your thoughts and better know what to negotiate for. Maybe this could be something like preparing for a meeting or preparing for interviews, or to help you maybe better search for, it could be like candidates or places to apply. But for others of you, this is a technique that you might be using to manifest, to attract, or to reprogram your mind. It's making me think of someone who is maybe writing a list of all the things that they're looking for in their perfect home or in the next apartment that they're wanting to live in, right? To manifest that property or to manifest that apartment. Because we do have the Nine of Cups here, which speaks of wish fulfillments or making wishes. It can also speak of attracting. So it being in the reverse could be indicating that recently you have experienced quite a few disappointments. And so you're a lot more, the word picky was going to come through, and I don't really like that word. Maybe that's a word that you often hear, or maybe that's a word that you're using yourself. But what is coming through is you being a lot more selective. Like hey, okay, before I used to settle for this and that, but no more, because that doesn't serve me. And so I'm going to be very, very clear as to what I'm looking for and what I won't stand for. And because we do have the Lover's card here, the example of making a list of the kind of traits and qualities you want in a romantic partner did come to mind, but I held myself back from saying it. I don't know why. I just did. But now that I look at the Lover's card, some of you could actually be doing that. Maybe some of you are this month deciding that you won't settle and that you're willing to, I'm using the word wait, but that might not be how you will be might be perceiving it. It could just be more like you're willing to not compromise for anything less than you're looking for. And so because of that, you're in no hurry to choose, because you will only accept and say yes to whoever you seem or feel to be ideal, or who meets your standards, or who can meet you where you are at. I just heard the phrase, I'm saving myself. So some of you could be thinking of it that way, where you're declaring that you're saving yourself for your partner, not for a potential, but for your partner. Yeah, because with the your time card, feels like now you're choosing, you're deciding that it's your time. Like, it's time to focus, to think of me, of my needs, of what I want. And, you know, what I just said doesn't only have to apply in terms to romantic relationships or relationships. This could also apply to when it comes to jobs, right? You're not settling for a position that undermines your skills, right? Or you're not settling for a salary that is insulting to you, perhaps to your level of experience or expertise. You're standing your ground. You're fighting for your rights, is this feeling I'm getting here. And with negotiation, you're definitely negotiating. So if in the past you didn't really tend to negotiate a lot, it seems like this month you're really negotiating. It's like, okay, I'm not just saying yes right away to not miss out on opportunities. No, I'm really evaluating and assessing the kind of offers that are being presented to me, to then discern whether it is a good offer or whether we can up it up, right? Or whether we can negotiate certain things. And that's what I see you doing. For others of you, if this is pertaining to like a romantic relationships, because I did mention some of you dating this month. And so if you are deciding to date or just get to know people in a romantic setting, and you're quite clear as to what you're looking for, or there's this feeling of being quite strict or becoming strict in the sense of, like, for example, just as an example, if someone made a list of certain traits, behaviors in a person that they do not like, or that they've had bad experiences with in the past, then the next time they meet someone who has these similar traits and or behavioral patterns or behaviors, they're not overlooking it. Instead, they're using that to help them immediately discern and or decide that this person might not be the one for them. Like, no, maybe I justified that behavior in the past and it let me know we're good. So now I'm not going to justify it or overlook it. Instead, I'm turning it into a non-negotiable. Like, nope, I'm not accepting that. Or that's a red flag for me. That sort of thing. And for those of you who are resonating with the messages focused on love and relationships, it could be that the one thing that you are noting as a red flag could be like jealous or envious tendencies. Because maybe in the past you did have jealous lovers or partners who were very jealous, or who maybe dealt with like inferiority complexes or insecurities, which then led to things such as jealousy, jealous behavior, or envy. And now you come to that realization that a lot of your partners did have like these issues or these tendencies. And so now you're kind of looking out for that and staying away from that because, you know, with those partners, things didn't really end well, or your experience wasn't that great. Or that could just be something that you're looking out for because maybe it's something that you don't really align with. I guess I get the feeling that some of you are done with mothering others or parenting others or Maybe that's how you felt your previous relationships were like, or the dynamic was like, where you were often mothering your partners or parenting them, and that's not something that you want to repeat or do over. Or, the children here in the Queen of Diamonds card is also making me think of like childish behavior. So yeah, I feel like you're setting your standards and you're staying committed or true to those standards throughout this month of November. And I think it's serving you well because you are focused on what you want, and that is allowing for you to attract people who match your values, or focus on people who do match your values, or who can meet you halfway or meet you where you are at. Because we do have the Lovers in the upright. So some of you might end up connecting with someone who you see yourself entering into maybe an intimate connection or relationship with, or a committed one. Or if this is not pertaining to like relationships, this could be like you finding an offer that meets your standards or is to your liking, or you reaching a settlement or an agreement that you are happy with. Because the Lovers can also speak about partnership. So let me clarify the Lovers card. Yeah, and then we have the Ace of Wands with breakthrough, inspiration, and new direction. Yeah, so with the Nine of Cups, the other thing that is coming through is if things haven't worked out with other people or with other opportunities, it is because these people or those opportunities didn't quite meet your standards, or wouldn't have offered you what it is that you were looking for or ready to receive and or accept. Most likely these offers and or individuals would have offered you what you were offered in the past that you've decided you no longer want to accept in your life. And because we do have the Angel here, I feel like things not working out was to help you focus on that which would end up working out for you. This was divine redirection, in other words. Right? Because I do see you at the end coming in contact with, or connecting with, accepting something or someone who you do feel like you can start a new chapter of your life with. Right? We do have the Ace of Wands here. Aces speak of new beginnings. And then we have the energy of breakthrough and new direction, right? So if you have been trying to break some kind of cycle, if you have been trying to, let's say, like introduce something new to your life, a new energy, a pattern that is a lot more healthy or inspiring and motivating to you. Also that it's a lot more fiery or passionate perhaps, but stable. That offers more. Then it seems like you will be making way for this new cycle, this new era maybe, or chapter, after a redirection, right? Because this is about a new direction. So it seems like you are taking things in a new direction. If you are wondering that, you need a confirmation. It seems like you are. Yeah, universe is definitely protecting you this month. And I feel like they have been for a while now. So again, if some things didn't work out, it was because of divine redirection. Right? It seems like you are being guided to like a really good offer, something that has really good potential, or your focus is being directed towards something that would satisfy you, is the feeling I get here. Because it is what you have been, or you are now looking for. Yeah, and so with lazing around, if things have been pretty slow, if there's been a lot of false starts again, right? Because that could be representing the redirection, where it seemed like there was going to be some kind of start or beginning somewhere with someone, but then things didn't really kick off. They were short-lived or ended too soon. That was that redirection. And it seems like by the end of this month, there will be no more false starts. There will be some kind of concrete new beginning with someone or somewhere. Some of you might be starting a job this November. You could be starting some kind of new pursuit. You could be dating someone in specific, starting a relationship. Or this could for some be something like you're getting back out there, you're dating again, you're meeting people. So just to clarify and reiterate, by the end of this month, I do see you making a decision, and I do see something picking up or moving forward. But now I'm going to pull out an oracle card to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance. And I just saw 111 on my viewfinder. Is that what it's called? But we have revolution with Aquarius, material, the key phrase, the surface of the earth rolls, and the message, a surprising change can shift the ground beneath your feet. Respond with openness to new ideas and groundbreaking innovations. As old ways fall away, inner stability is required to change the outer world. Yeah, I think like an old pattern, an old cycle is falling away. Old ways are falling away. And that's why there's some kind of new direction here. Yeah, so you might have been experiencing quite a few redirections, but it was to help you let go of the old ways, of the old patterns, the old cycles that weren't serving you, or that you yourself had decided you no longer wanted to repeat or be a part of. Yeah, and if you've asked for like the universe assistance, the universe is the divines, your angels' assistance, this is how they're coming through for you, through divine intervention and redirection. So there will be some powerful shift this month. So whatever new beginning you're experiencing, it's going to be a lot different than from what you have experienced in the past, especially if you have kept firm with experiencing something new, not settling for something that is very reminiscent of what you have experienced in the past and wasn't fulfilling. If you're sticking true to your guns, is that the expression? Or you're being quite firm with your boundaries, or if you're allowing yourself to seek something different, then something different is what you will be experiencing. And I do feel like things picking up for you by the end of November, towards the end of November especially. Okay, but let's see. These zodiac signs, Scorpio, Libra especially. Interesting. We have Scorpio and Libra. For group 1, I did pick up on a Scorpio or Libra Scorpio cusp. And then this Scorpio and Libra also made me think of that. So the transition from Scorpio to Libra, from Libra to Scorpio season could have been significant, like around that time. That's when you might have experienced some kind of like inner shift, or you could have received some kind of news that awoke you to the possibilities of things being different for you, maybe, or seeing that there were alternative options that you could choose differently, something along those lines. But let's see, we do also have Aquarius. The Lovers is associated with Gemini, so I'm seeing Gemini, Scorpio, and Aquarius. All the air signs, actually. So the element of air could be of significance. Maybe you are an air, sun, moon, or rising sign, or you will be dealing with an air, sun, moon, or rising sign. Bears could be of significance, bear cubs. I did speak of angels, angel numbers. Diamonds, pearls could also be of significance. Something sparkly is what is coming through, because I thought of stars and how supposedly they twinkle. So something sparkly, shiny could be of significance. Also, I'm seeing white flowers, daisies. And I know this person here is holding a lighter, but I thought of a harmonica. So harmonica or music could be of significance as well. And also maps. There's something about a map, because maps kept popping up in my mind over and over again. Yeah, some of you may be planning where you want to travel next, or you may be making plans to travel, kind of like mapping out where you're going to go, where you want to visit, something along those lines. You could also be like mapping out a route to get somewhere. This month, some of you may be relocating, planning to relocate, or settling into a new space, city, or town. Oh, what just came out of the blue is it might help to keep a diary. I don't know. That might be for a select few. Oh, and by the way, the number 4 and 7 may be of significance. Because we have, or 40 more like, the number 40. Because we have 2 number 40s in your spread and 2 number 7s. No, actually 3 7s. And then the Lovers and the Ace of Wands add up to 7, because the Lovers card is the 6th major arcana and then Ace is 1. So if we add them up, we get 7. So 40, 4, and 7 could be of significance, as well as the number 12. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the ads or just let them run in the background, thank you so much for doing so, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. To all of you who leave comments or press the hype button, thank you so much for that. I truly do appreciate it. But yes, before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides, as well as any other being of light that came through, angels, for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful month of November. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, if you were drawn to group 3, bienvenidos to your reading. So this month, it seems like you will be looking for alternatives, or you are waking up to the fact that there are alternatives. There are other ways or other options. And that is helping you either make up your mind about something or feel more comfortable with leaving something behind, or maybe closing a chapter of your life, or just starting something new, doing something different. But I do get the feeling that this month, a lot of you are going to be comforted by the realization that there is a way through, or there is a way out of a situation, or that you can approach something differently. You don't have to be going about something the same way. Now, 2 songs did come to mind, which were Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham! And Bring Me Back to Life by Evanescence. So one or both of these songs may be serving as some kind of confirmation for some of you, or they could be of significance and relevance for the month of November. Both of them are great songs, by the way. So if you haven't heard them, I do recommend for you to listen to them, because I guarantee you will find yourself singing along once you've learned or got a gist of the lyrics. Okay, but let us get started. If you're interested in listening to these songs, I will be providing a link for both of them, or for each one of their music videos, their respective music videos, to make it easier for you to find the songs. Okay, but we have the 11th house with Saturn and Aquarius, and the key term eccentricity. But let me pull out the rest of the cards. You could have Saturn in Aquarius, and if so, this may be serving as confirmation. But if not, don't worry about it. Remember, this card here is more so to represent the overarching energy of this month of November, or of the spread. But we have needy with clinging, the number 73, and the message: there is something you feel you need, but try and decipher if it is actually a need or just a want. On the other hand, someone may be in need of you. A clinging energy may come forward. And this card did fall out in the upright, and this card fell out in the reversal, so that is how I'm going to interpret it. And we have sacrifice with compromise, number 39, and the message: there may be something in need of sacrificing to gain better balance in your life. I said, because, the sacrifice card falling out in the reverse makes me think that this month you won't be needing to sacrifice anything or make any kind of sacrifices. Or maybe you're changing your perspective or perception on a situation, where before you could have felt like you were sacrificing something by giving something up or starting something new. But this month you're not feeling that way, or you're not looking at the situation in that way. And so that sacrificial mindset is either coming to an end, or it's turning into, I'm not giving something up, I'm letting something go, I'm setting it free, or I'm freeing myself from it in order to make space for something new. Or this could even be something like, maybe before you felt like you were sacrificing because you hadn't fully committed to something new. Like maybe you still felt torn between like 2 things, and so because of that, you felt like you were giving something up by choosing something else. But this month, maybe you have decided to fully let go of something and commit to something else. And so you no longer feel torn, right? You feel okay with a decision, with committing fully to something else, perhaps. Or you're finding a way to hold on to two things, because this creature here in the eccentricity card is holding on to a branch that seems to be growing the same flowers on both ends, right? So some of you may be finding a way to merge two or more things, and that is making it resulting in you not needing to give anything up or being able to hold on to more than one thing at a time. Well, we have the Nine of Hearts with number 16, the ship. Let me see if I can move this out of the way. Okay. And then for our last clarifier, I just heard the expression, I'm not even sure if this is an expression, your ships are coming in, or you are readying and are preparing the harbor, freeing it up to welcome in your ships or make space for your ships being your blessings, or your rewards, your profit. But we have number 27 with Swamp Angel. And the key phrases: nuisance, provocation, gossip, hassle, freeloading, and opportunism. Okay, I want to address this Swamp Angel first, because I think this is making this needy card make sense. So this month, there could be someone who could be hovering around you is what is coming through, or they could just be wanting of your attention. I get the feeling of someone constantly reaching out to you or asking you the same question again and again and again. And if it's not one specific person, this could be a situation in which maybe you're receiving the same question again and again and again from different multiple people. And it's now becoming annoying to you or a bit of a nuisance, because either you already answered this question once or many times, but you keep being asked it, or if this is a request, it could be one that you have already declined. You keep seeing and are receiving these requests. It could also be a situation where maybe a lot of people are wanting to know what is going on in your life. They're being a bit nosy. Because we do have the energy of Aquarius here, I wonder if some of you are in the public eye, or if you are an influencer or a content creator, if you do interact with the public, or if you do have like a following, an audience. Because if so, then I can see how there might be a lot of people quite interested in what is going on in your life. If you've recently made some kind of decision, a lot of people could be quite curious as to why you made this decision, why you made some kind of move. Maybe you've recently physically moved and you share that with the public or with the select few, and they're wanting to know more about this transition. Or if you've recently made some kind of decision, there could be certain people that are not so happy with this decision. And this could be true whether you are like a public figure or in the public eye or not. Like maybe friends or people who are in your social circle could be giving their 2 cents on a decision that you made or on your life. And it's all unsolicited. You didn't ask for their opinion. You're not asking for their 2 cents, but they're giving it freely. Yeah, so you could be getting a lot of that this month. This is just coming through as a heads up to prepare you for it in case you do see this happening for you, or if you have dealt with this energy in the past. Yeah, because we do have the energy of hassle here. So this could be a bit of a hassle, but it's not necessarily coming through as a challenge, more like a nuisance or something that is a little bit annoying, but doesn't really have to play any significant role in your life, because you can choose to set really strong boundaries when it comes to it. Because there's this feeling of this energy here is going to die down. It's going to dwindle at some point. Maybe as time passes, or as people kind of lose interest in this topic, like they no longer feel inclined to ask the question anymore, or they comprehend and understand that no means no, right? Or as things settle is the feeling. But I also see a situation in which someone might be wanting of your attention. They might be wanting of your affection. And because of that, they could be reaching out to you quite a bit in hopes to see you again, connect with you, or just spend more time with you. And if you are someone who likes your personal space, if you like your privacy, then you might perceive this energy here, like someone wanting to spend more time with you, be with you, as clinginess. But it might not necessarily be so. It could just be a situation where you and this person have different perceptions on what is normal when it comes to how much time you spent together, or maybe how often you text, how often you call, something along those lines. Because this could be a situation where there's like a difference in maybe love languages, or the perception of what is normal and what is not. And if that is the case, I feel like this month you might not be so open to like compromising or changing your ways in order to meet another halfway. There's this feeling of, instead of compromising and or sacrificing what you're used to and comfortable with, you're choosing to look for someone or a situation that like meets you where you are at, so that you don't have to sacrifice anything, or you don't have to make any kind of compromises. Because this will be someone who gets you, or is quite like you, or has the same values, interests, beliefs as you. Let's say if you are someone who is very punctual, you're looking for someone who is punctual as well. If you are someone who likes your alone time, you're looking for someone who either likes their alone time as well, or who respects your alone time, doesn't want to take that away from you or change you. Or this could be about you not accepting anything or anyone who wants to change you. Like, if you want to change me, then you're not the right person for me, or you're not it for me. Yeah, because I see someone thinking along the lines of, I change for myself, I go with my flow, I grow at my pace, and if you want to grow with me, then you're welcome to. But if not, then it's okay. We can go our separate ways. I'm fine with that. Very independent, I feel this energy to be. Right? I'm not saying that this is how you should be. So if this is not resonating with you, or if you don't agree with this, then this is an indicator that this is not your group, because I'm sharing with you what I am seeing, what I'm sensing to be the case. The energy that is coming through or will be coming through for the month of November. And I take a moment to mention this because this energy feels very exact, very direct. So again, if you're not really resonating with this, then these messages here might not be for you. But let's see. There's this feeling of you changing things up, or maybe you have recently. The eccentricity card can speak of radical decisions. So maybe you have made some kind of radical decision recently, or you are making one in the month of November. And that could be what is throwing some people off guard, especially people who are very traditional, or who do not like changes, especially sudden changes. Because I do get this feeling of you seeking your own luck, or making your own luck, making your own fortune. And some of you may be grasping some kind of opportunity. Like, you see an opportunity to make a difference or make a change, and you're taking it this month. And for a lot of you, this could be an opportunity to, like as mentioned before, merge two things or create something new, maybe something radical, something different. Because there's a lot of here, what am I saying? In the eccentricity illustration, there's a lot of depictions of like mixing two things. So some of you could be mixing two genres, two different fields. Maybe you're mixing two different skills or talents of yours to create like this beautiful merge, something quite new, eccentric perhaps, something alternative. And if that is the case, I see you being and are feeling quite excited about this. You have a lot of hopes when it comes to this. And I see you being very determined to either bring this forward, make it real, or celebrate it more by showcasing it, giving it more exposure perhaps, or that's the aim. I do get this feeling that some of you are very excited to share something with the world, share something with the community, or bring something new to the table, maybe to an industry, is what I'm hearing. And with Saturn here, I do see you being very focused, very determined. You could find yourself being quite disciplined at some point during this month, where you're setting up like a routine or a schedule for yourself, or you're imposing deadlines for yourself in order to keep track of things or keep yourself organized, or make sure that you are completing certain tasks, maybe even short-term goals or small goals to achieve a long-term goal or a bigger goal. But I do see you becoming very resolute this month about doing something, creating something, or becoming very decisive. Because this ship here, which seems to be moving forward, is making me think of forward movement. It's like you're going all in with an idea or with a decision. So if this is not about you deciding to merge two things or more than two things, this could be about you deciding to let go of something in order to fully invest yourself in something new or something different, or maybe just on something that you were already working on in the past and are developing. Yeah, and there could be a point this month where you might be needing of assistance from someone or others. And because I do see you being very independent, you might resist asking and are looking for this assistance. There's this feeling of, I'm going to do everything that I can to figure this out on my own, or to do it on my own before I ask anybody for help. Like, asking for help is the last resort. So if that resonates with you, if that's often your approach to things, just know that it's okay for you to ask for assistance. You don't have to do everything on your own. If that's a way that you challenge yourself to maybe test your skills, practice your skills, or develop new skills, then I see why you indulge in this or you take this approach often or sometimes. But you are being let know that you don't always have to push yourself to the limit, because you can definitely ask for assistance and or help, or recommendations is the word that came to mind, and it will be provided to you. But I am picking up on a lot of independence or even hyper independence coming from some. If you are hyper independent, this could be a result of you often needing to fend for yourself, protect yourself, because there wasn't a lot of supportive energy around at some point in your life when you actually needed or would have benefited greatly from that supportive energy. And if that resonates with you, I feel like this could have led to one or two possible responses. One response could have been you being there for others, offering the support you did not receive, being of service, or often feeling this need to be there for others, especially those who are in need. The other response could have been resistance towards being supported or receiving help. I say this because I am picking up on that some of you can tend to sometimes misinterpret support with like clinginess. For example, let's say if you find yourself needing support or needing assistance, instead of seeing it as it is, just someone needing a lending hand, you might interpret it as being clingy. And maybe that was your experience in the past. Maybe you asked for help or you wanted to reach out, but someone judged it as clinginess. And that's the kind of image you left with or interpretation you left with. But you're being let known that needing support, needing a lending hand isn't clinginess. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are being clingy or that someone is being clingy or that someone is weak, right? Because you can be very independent, very self-reliant, and are reliable while still needing support at times. Like both of them can coexist. Yeah, there's something here about like understanding that both of them can be true. You know, if there's one side to things, there's also another side to things. And both sides can exist at the same time, or two things can be true at the same time. So a lot of you could be coming to realize that or coming to terms with that this month. But I do feel like this November, you are working to make a dream of yours come true or fulfilling a wish of yours or several wishes. You may be deciding to check off a couple of things of your bucket list if you have one, or you could be treating yourself quite a bit to a few delights. Just making sure that you're pleasing your inner child or your inner whimsy. There's something here about embracing the whimsy and looking after you, taking care of you as well. You're someone who really prioritizes yourself, and that's beautiful. Or this month you will be prioritizing yourself. You take care of you, like present you, as well as your inner child. Like all aspects of you is how it's coming through, like your inner child, your inner feminine, your inner masculine. You make sure to feed your curiosity, to keep yourself curious and interested. That could be very important to you. That the whimsy, the curiosity, the innocence, the delight for life, or for maybe creativity doesn't fade away. Okay, but we have the Knight of Cups in the upright with chivalry, hopeless, romantic, and idealistic. And then we have the Seven of Coins in the reversal with laziness, impatience, and setbacks. So you can see these. See. What I just heard is keeping the passion alive. So that could be important to you. But we also have the Five of Cups in the upright with focus on loss, unwelcome changes, and trauma. I actually want to clarify this Five of Cups. Okay, that one just flew right into my chest. And we have the Queen of Coins in the upright with mature, successful, and practical. Yeah, see how this older woman here is holding this child? Yeah, this makes me think of someone taking care of their inner child or making sure that their inner child is protected. This could also be talking about like a mother or parent, daughter, son, or child dynamic. Some of you may have someone who depends on you, someone who cannot fend, look after, or provide for themselves. And so this month you will be looking after them, and or they will be requiring of your attention quite a bit. With the Knight of Cups, you could be extended a romantic offer, or there's someone who will be romantically interested in you. This could be the person who is often trying to get in contact with you or is reaching out to you in hopes to maybe romantically pursue you or just get to know you, get close to you. Or, now that I look at the rest of the cards, this Knight of Cups could be representing what it is that you're looking for in a romantic partner if you're currently single or you are looking for a romantic partner or you are attracting one. Like someone who is quite traditional or very chivalrous. who puts in the effort, because we do have the 7 of coins in the reversal. And so maybe if you've been dating, you've been on a lot of dates with people who you feel don't really put in the effort, and that's a big turnoff for you. And so what you are attracting into your life is someone who puts in the effort. Or if you are someone who puts in effort in whatever it is that you do, doesn't only have to be in like relationships. This could be like in your profession, in your work. That is what you are attracting, and you're not settling for anything less. And so if someone this month is just promising things to you, but they're not delivering, that to you will be a huge turnoff, and that to you will be an immediate indicator that this is not for you. I see you turning away from it without a second thought, because you've made up your mind on what it is that you're looking for, what you are accepting of, and what you're not. This energy here is very similar to what came through in group 2. So if you were also drawn to group 2, then yeah, this message is definitely for you. Yeah, because with the 5 of Cups here, I do feel like someone is tired of coming into contact with or attracting people or coming across people's or energy situations that don't really give the same level of passion as you, or don't put the same amount of effort as you do, or maybe who don't know exactly what it is that they want. And you are wanting to meet someone who is, first of all, responsive is what is coming through, and knows how to take care of themselves, is self-reliant, dependable, knows what they want, and who is committed. If they say they're going to do something, they do it, and they only make promises that they intend to keep and align with their values. Because I do sense fatigue or someone feeling tired. So if you are fatigued, you may be wanting someone who you can rely on or feel supported by, which is valid since you also deserve to be supported and cared for. Although the 6 of coins is in here, I am getting like 6 of coins energy where you are hoping to find a situation or enter into a relationship where there is a fair exchange, right? I am talking about relationships, but with the 5 of Cups and the Queen of Coins, this could be in regards to any kind of situation in which you feel like you put a lot of effort into and you don't get like the same amount in return, the same level of passion. Or it could even be something along the lines of not receiving acknowledgement or recognition for the efforts that you are putting into something, the amount of time you are investing perhaps. Because the 5 of coins and the Queen of coins is giving me this vibe of I'm working way too hard, I'm giving way too much of myself, and I don't see a return. I don't see myself being appreciated, or I don't feel appreciated, or I don't feel that my work, my effort, my time is being appreciated. But I do sense that this month you are saying no to anything which you feel isn't either on your level or is lacking consideration or just doesn't align with what you value, what you respect, what you prioritize. And that is making space or giving way for you to come into alignment with energies, people, situations that do resonate with you or that are very similar to you. I also do feel like this month you are emotionally investing. It could be in a relationship, but I sense that for a lot of you, it will be in a project, a dream or goal, a pursuit, and you are seeing progress, yet the progress that you will be seeing might be in your eyes a little too slow or not exactly what you were anticipating or were hoping for. Because the 7 of coins in the reversal can speak of impatience, as the card says. And so it seems like you guys, or some of you, are working towards something, or you are working towards making and are seeing progress and are building something. Because we do have the 11th house here that pertains to communities and groups of people, a lot of you could be working to build a community or grow a community. Because I also did mention someone being in the public eye, a following, having a following. If that resonated with you, then this month you could be working towards building a following or getting more views, more engagement if you post online. And I do see you gaining followers or gaining views, gaining traction, but it might not be at the speed, the level that you were hoping for. Things might be moving a bit slowly at some point in the month of November, but they are moving nonetheless. And I do sense that you yourself will be realizing that because the Queen of Coins did fall out in the upright. And the Queen of Coins represents someone who is successful, wealthy, and quite practical, but it definitely represents someone who is at a point in their life where they are feeling quite secure, right? They're not necessarily anxious about the future or wary about their here and now because they feel solid, they feel stable. And so if there are some worries and or hesitations this month, I feel like by the end of November, these worries are going to lessen because I do see you receiving some form of reassurance or comfort. You could be seeing things from a new angle, from a different perspective that is allowing for you to see that you are in actuality doing well, right? That you are making progress, or that the progress that you are making is reasonable for the amount of time that you've invested in something, right? Because like I said, the Queen of Coins is quite practical. And so let's say, for example, if you haven't exercised in a while and then you expect yourself to keep up with a very intense exercise routine or see immediate results only after exercising 3 days, then that could be a bit unrealistic. I say this because the Knight of Cups can tend to be quite idealistic, and then the Queen of Pentacles is very practical. So we're starting off with the Knight of Cups, but then we're ending with the Queen of Cups. That clarifies the Five of Cups, which can speak of disappointment. So it could be some idealistic approach or unrealistic expectation that is disappointing you, but not exactly the progress and or the results that you are seeing or that you are getting. This month, just be very mindful and careful with maybe not getting carried away with idealistic notions or unrealistic expectations, because maybe what you're dealing with, working with, and or pursuing and are trying to accomplish needs at this moment, at least for the month of November, a more practical approach or outlook to really determine whether you are making progress moving forward or seeing and or experiencing betterment. But one thing was for sure, I do see you working hard towards a goal. I do see you putting in effort. And I also, with the Five of Cups and the Nine of Hearts, see you being emotionally invested, again, in a dream, in a pursuit, in a project, or in reaching or achieving a goal. Okay, I want to pull out a card to know a little bit more about, where this is headed, what you can expect in terms to this. And we have the Ten of Coins in the upright with inheritance, financial security, and family. So the Ten of Coins speaks of stability, and the illustration in the Ten of Coins always makes me think of a windfall. So yeah, I feel like you're building, some of you may be building an empire, or you're starting or building a business. But I do feel like you're working towards creating financial stability and security for yourself. And of course, like this Ten of Coin of energy might not be something that you will experience within this month of November, but that's what you're working towards to this month, right? So in the near future, or at some point in your future, you will be experiencing this Ten of Coins energy. But the Ten of Pentacles may simply be indicating success, right? Achieving a goal, especially a long-term goal or a goal that takes a lot of perseverance, persistence, or even consistency to achieve. But it does make me think for sure of financial stability and security. It also makes me think of profiting from an investment, a business, or an idea. Right? And that's, I feel like for a lot of you, that's your goal. You want something stable, you want something secure. Some of you may be wanting like a financial safety net, and I feel like I thought of a net because we do have this swap thingy here that looks like a net in the Swamp Angel card. Um, and that's what you're working towards too. Like whatever goal you have in terms of like stability, security, finances, business, career, or endeavors, enterprises, you are on your way towards achieving that goal. It might take some time. This might be something that will require some time for it to turn into what it is that you are envisioning or want it to turn into. It's making me think of slow and steady progress, something that is built over time. And for those of you who are wanting to build or grow a community, it's the very same thing. Right? You will be growing this community over time. I say that because I do feel like a lot of you are exploring and or experimenting quite a bit. You are creating something that is quite alternative, or that might be non-traditional for a lot of people, might be a big change and or shift for a lot of people. And so it might take some time for people to open up to what it is that you're sharing, or before people really see the potential in this or see how amazing it actually is, or for you to find the people who will appreciate what it is that you are sharing, or appreciate your way of doing things, your style, or your creations. And when I talk about time, like something taking time, I think it will vary and depend for each one of you, because I do have to acknowledge the fact that for some people, 1 month can seem like a really long time. For other people, it's nothing. For example, for me, a month passes by in the blink of an eye. And for my sister, a month feels like forever, eternity. If you tell her she has to wait a month for something, she'll go cray cray. But for me, I'm like, yeah, a month, it'll pass by quickly, right? So, I think it's all about perception here. It will depend. But, with the Queen of Coins being in the upright, I feel like the amount of time this is going to take to like produce the kind of outcomes and the results that you're hoping for, or get to the level that you are wanting for it to be at, will be quite practical, or will be quite like reasonable. It will make sense to the situation, whatever situation this may be pertaining about. If you have been planning to retire and you already had like a day or a time where you were planning to start your retirement, and because of some reason it has been pushed back, know that you will be enjoying your retirement before the year ends. I feel like you will. And I do also feel like before this year ends, things are going to level out for you. Especially if right now you're going through a rough patch, or you find yourself pushing through, needing to work extra hours or take on more than you can chew at a time. Yeah, things will level out or get better before the year ends, and you will start seeing some improvement this month, because the sacrifice did come out in the reversal, and then the Queen of Coins came out in the upright. So if you feel like you've been sacrificing a lot, you've been overworking, doing a lot, giving a lot of yourself to the point where you are feeling depleted, can I get a card in terms to this situation? What it is that they can expect in terms of this month? We have the High Priest with knowledge, sharing, beliefs, and fellowship. And the High Priest is the Hierophant, which often speaks of commitment, conformity, traditional values, traditional institutions. So, because this High Priestess is holding, I believe this is a scythe, I feel like this month you may start cutting away certain loads. Like you could be releasing some responsibilities, or you are going to be released of certain responsibilities or commitments that weren't serving you, that were maybe holding you back. Or what else I'm strongly sensing from the high priest is that assistance will come in, as mentioned before. If you need assistance and you have sought it out, you will be receiving it this month, or you're being let known that if you ever do need assistance within the month of November, to ask for it or seek it, because you will receive it. And this assistance will come of great help. But I do see a load lessening for you this month. The high priest can also speak of structure. So this could also be something like you experiencing more organization, or maybe you getting the hang of something, right? Again, it makes me think of like something leveling out or becoming more manageable. This could also be speaking of you kind of finding a routine that works for you, or a system that works for you. And having this system, having this routine is making something a lot easier or more manageable. Yeah, now that I placed the High Priestess on top of the Knight of Cups, it feels like a lot of you are cutting away the bullshit, the BS, if there has been any. You're saying no to anything that drains you, depletes you, or doesn't serve you. And it's not conducive to your growth or your betterment, as well as your peace, your stability, your sense of security. Yeah, for some, you may be deciding to distance yourself from someone, or maybe end a relationship, or say no to someone who you feel isn't for you, or you feel simply takes from you or demands too much from you. Okay, but now I'm going to draw out an oracle card to get any last messages, advice, and or guidance for this month. Oh, that was a lot of cards. Let me try again. Okay, so we have immediacy with Aries and wisdom, and the key phrase, fireworks burn bright and fade away, and the message, the present is all you have, so live in it. By focusing on the past or the future, you may be missing the point. Staying present can dissolve fear and worry. Try to do one small thing to center yourself each day. Yeah, and I laughed when I saw immediacy because I was speaking of an impatient energy, someone feeling impatient. So you are being advised this month to focus on your present, especially if you have found yourself focusing a lot on the past, or if something recently ended or didn't go as you had planned and you found yourself focusing on that. You are being advised to redirect your focus, because putting all of your attention on that isn't really serving you or won't serve you, especially this month. And if you ever do find yourself thinking of the past or ruminating about it, that is okay. Just remember to center yourself back into the here and now by maybe, doing one small thing, like an activity that requires of your undivided attention, or that maybe helps you take some kind of step forward, or build some kind of momentum, or take one step forward to achieving maybe a short-term goal or some kind of small goal. Because there's something here about building blocks, like slowly building upon something. The card immediacy might also be indicating that at some point in November, you will be experiencing or feeling this sense of immediacy, like you have to do something now, or if it doesn't happen now or come to be now, then it will never happen. And if you do end up experiencing that or feeling that way, allow yourself to feel through that. Yet you're being known that you feeling this way isn't an indicator that something does need to happen right now for it to happen at all. New Year's could be of significance. Yeah, I feel like by the end of this year, you might start seeing how things are shifting in your reality, or how things are turning around for you. because the illustration in the immediacy card is making me think of the New Year's countdown. But fireworks could be of significance as well. Maybe you're celebrating something at some point this month, or you may be seeing fireworks. Yeah, but let's see. The zodiac sign Aries, Aquarius, Taurus could be of significance, or just earth signs in general, which would be Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, could be of significance. Also this month, be wary of mosquitoes. There could be a lot of mosquitoes where you will be at or will be located during this month. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And to all of you who leave a like or comment or press the hype button, thank you so much for that. I truly do appreciate it, so thank you. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much, and I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful month of November, and until the next moment, bye bye.